Hello and welcome to the channel today. My name is Kelly and I am the Tall Vegan Gemini. All right, so I just wanted to come in and talk real quick about a juice that I made and I have with me today. If I can find it. And it is so good. So I wanted to share it with um with my subscribers and whoever might happen by the channel. All right. Um, this is the juice, and I haven't shaken it up yet today. So this is it. I'll show you a little bit better. It's just settled to the bottom. It's separated, and with most of the water on top and the I don't know whatever I don't know what you call it when the juice separates from itself, because it really doesn't have to have any pulp in order to do that. Um, but I didn't strain this juice. And when I make juice for myself, I normally don't. So let me tell y'all what's in here, because it's so delicious. Like, normally I don't really think to share my recipes. And just like I just had the lunch that I made. And when I got halfway finished with it, I was like, I should have shared this. Somebody could use this information. So I'll tell y'all about my lunch, but I can't show it to you because it's gone. But I'm going to tell you about this juice because I've had one of these already today. This is a 32-ounce container. And I know I should be having it in mason jars. But yeah, if you've been here before, you might have heard my mason jar story. I actually do have a couple in mason jars at home, but I took the thing that was easiest to carry with me. And the mason jars, you have to make sure you protect them against each other from, banging around and everything. So I didn't bring the mason jars. I brought these. And yeah, I just have to try to reduce plastics in life in general. But the point is, the juice is really good, and I want to share with y'all how I made it. And also, this creates a record for me so that I can go back and make some of the recipes, because I'm really bad about making something really good and then just totally forgetting about it later on, after, whatever point I'm not thinking about it anymore. And then I'll be saying, like, there's a juice I made and I named it. It's called Pineapple Punch. And I know it had pineapple just by the name. I know it had pineapple in it. I know it had watermelon in it. It had some other stuff in it. And it was delicious. But because I don't know where the recipe is and I didn't make like a real record of it, then I don't know how to make pineapple punch anymore. So, all right, this is how you make this juice. And then I'll tell you how much it made. So, and I'm bundled up because I'm sitting in my car and it is cold. I'm not cold. I have the heat on and everything, but it's really cold outside. So, as I was about to say, so I used a bag of collard greens. So this is the bag at the grocery store where the collard greens are chopped up and they say triple washed. I still washed them again, but they're chopped up. They say triple washed. And the bag, I don't know how big the bag is, but I'm pretty sure if you if you have stores that have these kinds of greens at the store and they're already chopped up and washed, it's probably that same size bag. I would say it's the size of like a spinach bag, but a large spinach bag. You know, collard greens are, they're a thicker green, so it's not a small bag, but I would say it's a medium bag of greens because I've had the large bags of kale, and I would say it's not that big, but it's also not a small little bag of spinach either. It's a medium sized bag of collard greens. So I juice the entire bag of collard greens first. Then I um, I added a 3 pound bag of pink lady apples and a 3 pound bag of Granny Smith apples. So all of these were washed by me. I usually use baking soda and white vinegar. So I wash my fruit, um, and so on and so forth. So that part is done. And then I also use a apple slicer. Now I don't always use an apple slicer because I don't always think about it. But yesterday when I was making this, I was thinking, okay, you got to get through this quickly. So then I thought about the apple slicer and then I used it and then I got through it pretty quick. So I used the apple slicer and I used every apple in those 2 bags of apples. So once again, 2 3 pound bags of apples. One was called a pink lady apple and the other one was a Granny Smith apple. Oh, my hair is just everywhere. Okay. The next thing I used was, 2 large pineapples. So I cut those as close as I can to the peel or the hull or whatever. Try to get as much of the pineapple as I can. And I juice the entire pineapple after I get rid of the peel or the hull. I juice the stem. I find that it almost seems like it helps the juicer because some of those juices are very soft and kind of mushy, or some of the fruits are soft and mushy. And it seems like when I put something a little bit more coarse through my juicer, it seems like it helps to push through the mushier, kind of squishier fruits. So that's a tip. I don't know if that's just for my juicer or juicers in general, but that's how I do my pineapple. So 2 large pineapples, 2 3 pound bags of apples, 1 medium-sized bag of collard greens, and 2 lemons. So with the lemons, I wash the lemons as well, scrub the lemons, and then I cut them and I juice the entire lemon. The peel, the seeds, everything. Everything goes through the juicer. And they were small lemons. They weren't like the, super big ones. I would say, excuse me, they were medium sized lemons as well because they weren't tiny either. So yeah, I used 2 medium sized lemons, and I think that was all. Now, when I got finished, normally what I do is add water. This time I didn't add any water. This time I just used everything that I had juiced, and yeah, I just used everything that I had juiced, and I was in kind of a hurry. So the funny thing is, I think I kind of forgot about the water. Um, so I just juiced it. I got it all mixed very good. And then because it's just for me, I didn't strain it. I usually strain if it's for other people, but I don't mind the little bits floating around in my juice. So I didn't strain. I just started pouring it up. It made, I'm going to say it made at least 6 32-ounce cups. Yeah, I think so. I think it made quite a bit. And I almost feel like, did I add water? Because it was just so much juice. But no, I didn't add any water. It was just so many apples, I think. And then when I started doing the, because I did the greens first to just kind of get it out of the way. And then I started doing the apples, and it was apple after apple after apple after apple. And then somewhere in there, I was like, let's go ahead and get the pineapple in here so you don't just wear yourself out before you get to the pineapples. So I did a pineapple, and then I did a little bit more apples, and then I did the other pineapple, and then I did the last of the apples, and then I think I did the lemon last. And then by the time I tasted it, it was just so good. I didn't want to mess it up. So I did not add any water, and I just mixed it well and started pouring it into its individual containers. And that's what you see here right now. So I'm going to start mixing, and then I'm going to sit this down, and I'm going to drink a little bit, and then I'm going to get off of here because I don't see anybody joining the live. Yeah. I don't see anybody joining the live, and I'm finished telling you about the juice. So, as for the smell, I think anytime you add greens, the smell of your juice is going to smell a little grassy, a little fresh cut grass, a little earthy. Have a little fresh cut grass smell. Mmm. So normally I have a phone holder in my car. This is so delicious. It's really so good. Normally I have a phone holder in my car, and my son drives in here, drives me a lot. He's practicing for his full driver's license. Get into the camera. And so he got in here one day recently, and he was like, "Can you see with this right here?" And he put his hand up there to turn it, and he twisted it, and it just broke. And I think it was because he probably twisted it in the opposite direction of how it's supposed to go, and then it was so cold outside. So that probably was making the material already a little bit compromised. And then he just like took his hand and just did a big twist so it wouldn't be like in his line of sight. And yeah, it just broke. So anyway, I'm tasting the juice. I already gave the recipe. So if you want to see the recipe and you came in late, just go back to the beginning. But this is so delicious. It really is. Don't let the greens, the fact that there's greens in here, fool you, because the lemon, the lemon is kind of what packs the punch um, as you drink it. That's what you're gonna like taste and feel first, but then the apple and the pineapple are so sweet and smooth. There's absolutely no, I don't taste it. I don't taste the collards at all, but I do smell them. Yeah, I can't even smell it anymore. I guess because I'm drinking it. But yeah, when you open your juice, you're gonna smell it, or as you're juicing it, you're gonna smell it. But for some people, that's a turn off because they may just not be vegetable people. And, just if you're far removed from eating veggies and drinking veggies, it's going to seem like a turn off. But if you just make the leap and uh, make the juice and taste it, it's really, really good. Okay. The universe galaxy says, hey, can the audience call in? And do you allow other topics, or how does it work on your program? Um, well, I'm already done talking about this juice recipe. And normally I would say, sure, I drop a link, but I really do have to go. I just came in to kind of give you guys this recipe. But if you subscribe, then you'll get an alert next time I go live, and then you can definitely come back up and we can chat. We can definitely chat. Well, let me know what you want to talk about, and then we may be able to just make a whole discussion about it if it's something that's not just too far off from my channel. This is kind of like lifestyle content, and the fact that I'm doing my best to be vegan and stuff like that. So yeah, but I will just subscribe, and then you'll see next time I go live. All right, well, thank you, for everybody that stopped in, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.